What I want to do now is go over the steps that are necessary for you to log into the ZipForm website. So as you can see in front of you, this is our Desire to Learn course website that we're using for the class. I'm in the news section, and of course I would have already sent you an email that also contained the instructions here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead down here and scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to go down to the area where we're going to go ahead and log in. Now, one of the things that you're going to see blanked out in this video is the actual username and password. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of the fact that I'm trying to protect the security of our accounts on the internet, and because we're using YouTube, everybody will be able to have access to it, and we're just going to use this to protect the or this will be blanked out, or you'll just see this kind of hazy when you're looking at this video. But again, you've already had this information at our website and also in the email. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link right here, and this is going to go ahead here and open up. Now I'm going to let this kind of play through. This sometimes will go fairly quickly, or it may take a while for it to go through. As you can see, because I've done this so many times, I've already put the username in here, and the password's just going to come up as a series of dots. But again, this will be blanked out because I don't want to have anyone that's not in the class have access to this information right here, in the video tutorial at least. So I'm going to go ahead and click Sign In. And again, how quickly this happens really depends upon the speed of your connection, the time of the day, you know, whether the servers at the California Association of Realtors are really being taxed or not. So it could take, I would say, anywhere between you know, a few seconds to maybe a minute or two, depending upon the speed of your connection. And also, too, another thing that people don't realize is the first time you connect to a website, it actually takes that website information and has to go to a server somewhere in the world called a DNS server that actually goes and resolves the name to a specific number. That's not something you need to know any details about, but just to know that the first time you get ready to log in, if you've never been there before, it's going to go and do that. And so that will be another thing that will take you a little bit of a while. The other thing too is that when you get here, sometimes when you, as I'm showing you this, you may have some of your virus protection software, depending upon what kind of browser you're using, that you may be getting some messages or asking you to install something. So you want to read through those and just follow the instructions. Okay, so I'm just going to click here to continue to ZipForms. And as you can see, it's kind of whirling around up here as I'm waiting, and I'm running Firefox right now. And again, I'm just going to let it run so you get a rough idea that you know that there's a lot of information. You'll see things transferring data, a lot of stuff happening on the screen. You're going to get a please wait message while it's building everything, and then finally you'll get this message. And what this is essentially doing here, just so that you know, if I scroll down here, this is just asking you, you know, to fill out like a feedback, some feedback information if you want to participate. I'm just going to go ahead and click Continue. And then we're now on the ZipForm website. A couple things that I want to point out as part of courtesy to your fellow students is to remember that each one of you in the class has the same login. Please make sure you're not deleting or working on somebody else's work. We don't want to have students going in there and saying, you know, I worked all weekend to create the forms that I need, now they've disappeared. Now, on the other hand, that's not going to happen automatically. If you've saved your forms correctly, they're all going to be saved. But I do want to warn you, please don't go in here and start deleting other people's work. So anyway, when we come back, I'm going to go ahead and go through what all of these buttons are up here, what they basically do, what the buttons are down here, and actually creating our first, if you will, transaction. And we'll be back with that in the next few minutes.